Hey everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star, and today we are looking at our sales on Mercari for August. So what sold on Mercari? I pulled out the highlights. We did pretty well on Mercari last month. Thank goodness, because if you saw the Posh sales for August, but this is why you cross post on many platforms, because some will perform well and some won't. We use List Perfectly to cross post all of our items onto 5 platforms, and it takes us less time to do 10 items on 5 platforms using List Perfectly than it used to take doing 10 items simply on eBay alone. If you haven't tried List Perfectly yet, I highly recommend it. You can get 30% off your first month with code flippinhippos. Try it out, and if you don't like it, you can cancel, but you can try it for the discount of 30% off. And I have a playlist on here that will walk you through all of the cool things you can do with List Perfectly, but it does actually streamline the process so much, and we are much more productive, and we spend less time on listing than we ever did before. We create one listing in List Perfectly and push it out, excuse me, and they have settings within List Perfectly that you can set different platforms to have different things in the description boxes, so you're not constantly filling that out. It's really great. So we do cross post to 5 platforms. Sometimes they'll all perform well, very rarely. Most months, you've got your ups and downs, but I feel like they tend to pick each other's slack up. And then when you have months where, like with Poshmark in August, was a bad month for Poshmark. If you watched that video, I went into detail about why we just weren't maintaining Poshmark like you should. We don't always. I'm not into a platform that I have to constantly share on, but something like Mercari where you can just, set it and forget it and send out some offers. I do enjoy this platform. Mercari is super easy, and we do really well on it. We had a good month in August, and it was enough that I just kind of picked out, like I said, the highlights so that we're not here all day. We're going to start with the plush. I am showing you all the plush that sold, because I always show all the plush that sold because they're my favorite. This is a snowflake teddy. This is Dandy. So these were made for specific years. And I know a lot of people tell you, oh, don't get those specific year animals. Oh, please do, especially if they're with the holiday. Somebody somewhere has a really good memory connected to Christmas of 2012, and they're willing to buy this bear. Or they don't care that it has 2012 on it, and they just like the bear. I have never seen having years on plush hinder my sales. I personally think it increases the chance because people are buying memories when they buy these. And you can see the original price tag was $9.97. Ours sold for $22. So I do love the snowflake teddies. We have a ton of bunch. I got some in wholesale lots. I've been picking them up at the thrifts. I love them. I have a whole bin full of them, and they move pretty quickly. I mean, they're long tail, they're plush, but I do enjoy the snowflake teddies. They come in all different costumes. There's girl ones, boy ones. They look different for each year. If you can ever get a pair, you can put them together for like $50. Highly recommend them. This guy, not so much. He is a Thai beanie buddy. Poor guy. He never had a chance. He never stood a chance coming out the box. He was a wholesale lot, so I went ahead and listed him because he's just icing on the cake. But don't source him. There are some beanie buddies and beanie boos that can be worthwhile. Most of the beanie babies are poop, but some of the buddies and the boos can be good. You just have to know what you're looking for. He unfortunately is not one of them. I am so sorry. Poor bear. But he did find his new forever home. He sold for $9. He's happy now. Another Dandy. This is an Easter bunny. I love Dandy plush. I mean, they are a solid bread and butter brand of plush. Some go for high dollars. You just have to know which ones to look for if you want to aim for that. But I like them all. I love Dandy. They have a solid following of people that look for Dandy plush, especially the holiday ones. So this Easter bunny sold for $14. And then we have a Hallmark Ladybug zip around bag. I think we had like 4 of these at one time. We found them at the Bends and in the Bends. I don't know why I said that so funny. Sorry, guys. We found them at the Bends in Pittsburgh. So that had to have been 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And they were together. There were 3 or 4 of them. I think this is the last one. And they were selling for 14. You know, in the beginning, I let this one go on a best offer of 11 just because he's like, you know, the last one and want to move him. I do like plush that are bags and wallets and backpacks and things. Hallmark is okay. Some of the Hallmark is poop, but a lot of it is really good. Democracy jeans, these sold for 23 on an offer. And I usually sell these for more like 25 or 30, but sometimes you take offers and that's fine. I like Democracy. It's a good brand. They have the Absolution and the Ab Technology lines, which are great slimming jeans. A J. Ferrar shirt. So this used to be a big time Bolo brand and it's not so much. I shouldn't say big time, but it used to go for a lot more. I don't want anybody coming at me. J. Ferrar was never big time. Okay, it wasn't a big time Bolo brand. I remember when I could list these for $30 and $35. Few and far between. I think we've only ever had 3 or 4 of these, but you know, you can see it started at 15 and I took a best offer of 12. So I probably would never pick these up again. Just another tragic brand that has been wrought to ruin by that race to the bottom. Wet Seal, my goodness, you guys, this is an old school mall brand that is technically not worth much anymore, but I did grab this because it was unique. Well, one, it's wool blend. Anything wool, I'm a sucker for, and I will pick up. You could show me at the thrift a Walmart brand coat. Oh, is it wool blend? And it's only a couple of bucks. I'll grab it and chance it. It's cute. I mean, it's kind of like a 70s vibe going, and I know that that's coming back into fashion. So here it is. It sold for 19 on an offer, and I did get it into a padded flat. So that was a feat. Go me. Next up, we have a Wrangler Rancher shirt. You may have already seen this because it sold on eBay. I want to say either the beginning of August or maybe the end of July. It had sold on eBay. And then it was returned and relisted and sold immediately on Mercari. The reason it was returned when it was sold on eBay is because it must be a kid's shirt. That's what it said, the return, quote unquote. I always wear an extra large, but this one doesn't fit me, so it must be a kid's shirt. Because that's always the reason, right? I mean, I swear every time we get a return for fit on shirts, not so much jeans, but every time we get a return for fit on shirts, whether it's men's or women's, that's always what they say. Well, I always wear this size, but this one doesn't fit me. So you must have listed it incorrectly. It has to be a kid's if it doesn't fit me. So when it came back, I measured it. It measured 23 inches across. Underarm to underarm. Please don't say pit to pit. That's so gross. So that's a 46-inch bust. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't know any kids' extra large shirts that have a 46-inch chest. So this is definitely a woman's. It just didn't fit her. Again, I see that excuse 9 out of 10 returns. It doesn't fit me. It must be a kid's. So I always measure them when they come back just to be sure because I'm not perfect. I might make a mistake here and there, but I did measure it. Clearly, it's a woman's. So I relisted it, and within 2 days, it sold on Mercari. I did take a best offer of 18. But, you know, returns happen. It's part of the business. You just got to roll the punches and get the stuff back up and sell it. I do like Wrangler. I just closed out the next tab. There we go. It's going to have to load in. So we'll skip over here real quick and look at a remote. We sell a pretty good amount of remotes on Mercari, a lot of bread and butters. Some days our remote sales on Mercari rival or surpass our remote sales on eBay. Remotes do really well over here. This is a Toshiba DVD VCR combo remote. I love the DVD VCR combo remotes of any brand. They pretty much always do well. This one sold for 20. Forever 21. This is another kind of brand, but it was in a thread up box, so I went ahead and listed it. Might as well list everything in the box. They're plus size. Skinny jeans in plus sizes, I feel like are hard to come by. And so whenever I find skinny jeans in plus sizes too, I do like to get those because they will sell pretty quickly, regardless of brand. And these sold for $16. Then we have a Sony AV system. So these audio system remotes or these AV system remotes are always a good pickup. This one sold for $15. And then we have a Puma shirt. This came in not a thread up box star. This came in a wholesale lot. It was $1. I thought Puma was like not, popular anymore. Didn't comp that high, but this comped for $25. It could be what it is, the Pastrana 199 Freestyle. But whenever I see Puma in the wild, I do grab it and comp it just to see if it's worth whatever they're charging me for, return on investment. We sold a Happy Days Fonzie t-shirt. This was also $1 out of a wholesale lot. It says Happy Days. It sold for $15. And then last but not least of the highlights from our sales on Mercari for August is a pair of Levi's 720. I like the 720s, and I just did a jeans that sold on eBay video where we talked a lot about brands. We played the pass or buy game. If you watched that video and saw all the Levi's in it and how I talked about Levi's with numbers do better than Levi's without, that is true. And 720s are some that I would say pick up if you're okay with buying bread and butter and filler brands for your store. I typically get 20 to 25 for the 720s. They're almost always high-rise, super skinny when I find them as well. Almost always. I'm starting to wonder if that's all the 720s make. Well, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down in the comments section below. Let me know what you think. Hit the thumbs up before you leave and consider subscribing if you haven't already, guys. It really helps us out tremendously as far as what we do here on YouTube for you guys. I do love making these videos. I love teaching. So reach out in the comments or join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod, and we can chat in there. If you tag me in there, I'm pretty fast to respond. And go be productive. Go make some money. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.